Hi everybody, welcome back to the channel and welcome back to the Hamlet for episode number 19. We're into the harvesting straight away, but it's all contract work in this episode. Last episode we were working on our own farm in July, same day actually, but we got through it pretty quick. Now we done a lot in the last episode. If you've seen it, you'll know we placed the bale storage shed on the main farm. And we actually placed a hay barn on the sheep farm to get rid of the silo we had there. So since the episode finished, I didn't do anything much apart from buy a trailer, which I will show you in a minute. It was in the second-hand market. And it was a case of see trailer, like trailer, buy trailer, get trailer, repaint trailer, and get it up here so we can get started working. Now, one of the reasons I did buy this trailer, now I'll show it to you now in 1 second, let me just get lined up here and we'll stop, is because it actually, we'll go to the garage, it's the easiest way. This one here, this trailer can be used for absolutely everything. Can be used as a fertiliser spreader, can be used as a manure spreader as well as being a 25,000 litre trailer, which we wanted a bigger trailer. We weren't expecting that. Plus it was only slightly over €9,000. So I kind of jumped on it because I had missed it in the market and I didn't want to lose it. So I just said, oh here, let's grab that. Anyway, haven't spent money on anything else. But got the baling done, got the bales in off the field for the hay. That's all sorted. There was nothing else to do after that. I literally was going to just jump in and start doing the contracts. So literally, episode 19, this episode is following on directly after 18. Episode 18, we harvested our own fields in up beside the farm. We had spelt and we had oats. So they're all in the silo until we reach the top of the market, then we'll sell them. We had quite an array of contracts, as you can see. There's 2 harvesting, 3 harvesting, 4 harvesting contracts I think left altogether. Everything can be done with our equipment on the harvest front. Everything that's on the board now can be done with our equipment, apart from there is one contract there that is it? No, maybe I'm mixing it up. Spelt peas, yeah, pea harvest. And I've gone off because I'm reading the list and not looking where I'm going. And I must have just not clicked on the line when I was starting off. Yeah, pea harvest, we took the harvester for that. Now we do pay a substantial cost because we're on hard mode for the equipment, but it still gives us over €1,000, I think, to do the harvest. Plus, we'll get a bonus on the peas, the extra peas which are left over after the harvest is complete. I just want to give you a flavour of the contracts on this map. Now, granted, the contracts now at this time of the year are so different than the contracts normally leading up to the last episode in particular, where it was all just hoeing contracts and there was a little bit of fertilisation contracts and very little else. There's no harvest work, not much field work, and likewise after the harvest season is over we get mostly cultivation and ploughing contracts. But we do have quite a variety on the map. I've featured quite a lot, like we're 4 years in now, and I've featured a lot of the contracts, which is why I kind of skipped through the months now without featuring them. But I wanted to just do an episode now on the contracts because there's a nice variety there in them. It's not all like just basic groundwork, put it that way, or field work. Here, go back on the line. Drop it down. I thought there was no more on that line, that's why I lifted it up. I was going to just race down to the end and turn around. Didn't realise we were on a curve. But yeah, there is a nice variety, and Like, up to this point, I haven't used AI workers on any of the contracts. I've done them all. So it's been kind of, I won't say a slog, it's been a tough challenge from the point of view that I didn't make it easy, only taking 50% of the initial costs. Now, I did talk last episode about putting it up to 60. I have. I've moved it up to 60% from the contracts on the basis that we're established on the map now and the locals are willing to pay us a little bit more money because they know we're reliable. That's my excuse. And that's what I'm sticking to as an excuse for charging more. Just to try and get a little bit more money in. Granted, by the end of these contracts, let's have a look. We're going to have a nice little earning. Like Baling. Are we on active? We are, yeah. Baling, one of them I've taken the machinery with it. Did I? Maybe not. I thought I did. Anyway, that one there, if I have a mower on and going past, I'll do it. It's hardly worth it, 51. See, I'll be coming back from that one. That's why I said, here, might as well just cut it just to get rid of it. Otherwise, it'll come up again. These are our harvests, the spelt fields. This is the one we're on. We have another one then. Then we have mustard, barley, the peas. We have the equipment for it. 768 for the pea harvester and the stuff. We use our own trailer and tractor. Fertilisation, we have the equipment for that. That'll get to test out the trailer. We'll change it back to a fertiliser spreader and see how it works. Cultivation, we have the equipment. And the baling ones, which ones are they? Yeah, they must be because there's two more round baler ones. Because I wasn't doing the round baler ones because we don't have a round baler. That's why I was looking for the equipment. Anyway, we're going to just work away on this. Have I enough to go down and come back down the outside line? I have, yeah. Because I'll have to pull the trailer over and empty on the way back. I'm still wondering them. Are they round baling or square bales? Yeah, I knew I wouldn't take them if I didn't have the equipment. So with two square baling contracts. So that's kind of what we're going to do. We're going to work through these, see how much money we can make a contract work for this episode. Between the contracts and between selling the excess we'll get off the harvests. And let's progress a little bit more. We're on 45,000 now. We were on more. It went down, of course, because we bought that trailer. But I have to say, I'm pretty happy because I was looking at another trailer, which was just a plain 19,500 litre stock trailer that didn't do any of the additional things that the one we bought does. And it was just, I passed over several times now. It was a blue colour that I probably wasn't attracted to at all, and that's why I didn't even give it a second thought. But there you go, we ended up buying it. Okay, I'll get this unloaded now and I'll crack on with getting the field finished. I'm not sure if I configured this wrong when I was buying it, but it won't take the grain. And I was kind of wondering when I looked into it, because there was a bit of a gap. And I was looking at the gap and saying, surely that can't be right. And then I noticed the rotors in the back. Let's see. I'll go in and see that I configure it. You'll get to see what it does now anyway. Okay, trailer, here we go. Customize. It's meant to be a trailer. Manure spreader, fertiliser spreader, standard. It says it's a trailer that holds 25,000 litres. Manure spreader. Fertiliser spreader. Standard 12,000 litres. Let's just do that and see. We might have a dud, but if it works as a fertiliser spreader and a manure spreader, we'll still keep it anyway, because it was within the price range of manure spreader we were looking at. But I have a feeling we have a dud. It's classed as a trailer that holds everything, but unless this part does and the other part doesn't, it's still a game because it holds 12,000 litres. Whereas the small trailer we had, the farm haul one, only holds 8. So let's see will this empty now. I just drove over to it rather than moving it. There we go. Okay, you know what? It's fine. It's fine because it's 3 in 1 anyway. I just kind of surprised. Obviously, it'll hold other stuff when it's configured with the things on the back. Probably forage and stuff like that, hay and straw and stuff like that that you load in using a forage wagon or something like that. But okay, I thought about it, as you say. I thought about a pup. Thought it wasn't going to work at all, but there you go. It holds more than our other trailer. Plus, it does 2 of the jobs we want that we'd equipment lease for that's now gone back. So we have it on the farm. It's a 3 in 1, let's say. Well, it actually does 4 jobs, but it's 3 in 1. Oh, that feeling when you pull up alongside it and you go, have I got a mod that doesn't do what it says on the tin, but it actually does. Just not in the large configuration. Fields really don't take long to get through on this map. I'm kind of happy with this trailer now because we have a bit more space. We would have had to make 2 runs with the other one. I will reconfigure it again and see, was it just the way I'd configured it before I bought it, that it just didn't take all the grain at the 25,000 litres would seem a bit much for the trailer, so maybe. Anyway, just bringing you back in. What do we get off this sale? Let's see. $94, $5, $6, $7, $8, $9 and a bit. 640 plus 40, so we got 680. We don't get a lot. We really don't. Like, it's a small bonus. It's not to be sneezed at. In other words, like it's a welcome bonus on top of what we get for the contract. So I'm not going to collect the contract until they're all done. It's gone off the screen anyway now, thankfully. So that list will reduce down. So we still got the mustard to do and this spell field. Is there another one? Barley, yeah. So we've 4 harvests to do all together. Now, start her up, fire her up, and let's get going. Field number 2. Do not have access. Yes, I do. Yeah, just they don't take long. They really don't take long. They're small enough, the fields on this map. Just poor old combine's clocking the hours up though. Like she's on 51.6. Why is that? Yeah, 51.6. So I can't remember where it was and I got it. Like it was the one that came with the start farm, so it was old. But it's still working. We repair it, we keep it repaired, doing our own fields, in particular the heads and that, to make sure we get the max off the fields. Anyway, field number 2, let me get this done. Let's see what we get off this. Delivery from field 2, just to give you an idea again. I won't do this with all. We've only got 4 harvest contracts anyway of grain. The other one's a pea harvest. Let's see what we get. I was watching the amount of the trailer going down, the other one going up, and thinking that they got a match. 99, 100. Okay, we're going to get a bit more out of this one. 658, 41. Ever so slightly more. But still, it's in the bank. It's another 700 quid in the bank. We're 700 quid richer than we were when we started, plus the money for doing the contract. Now, the mustard field is a bit bigger. Probably have to make 2 runs to it. It's just up here. Give you an update on that as well. I was expecting the mustard to yield more. I was expecting to have to empty into the trailer twice, given that this field was bigger, but no, it actually yields less. Haven't even filled it. the trailer. Be interesting to see how much this makes when it delivers, as in how much we get off it, considering we got around the same on the other two fields. It's definitely a bigger field. Only one more harvest contract after this, apart from the peas. Yeah. I'll load this up and then I'll drive down and we'll sell it. It's right beside us. Won't take 30 seconds. I'm meaning to just chop the straw on the last ones instead of dropping a swat, and I keep forgetting. It defaults to the swat. I don't know whether you can turn it off. I think you can. I wanted to, in most cases, I do want it to drop a swat. That's one of our baling contracts in the field beside us there. I have to do that now when these are done. Okay, just interested now. We've 6-4 in this, whereas we had full trailers needed last time. Passed by the pig farm. There's a silo on that as well. So they all have silos on them, but the way we're playing it, we only need the one we have. We don't need anything else. Yeah, let's see. I'm delivering to the right. There's only 2 places for delivery anyway. I'm not going to get much out of this. Here you go. 562 to be exact. Better than nothing. Okay, I'll go get the last one done, see can we get it done. I had the clock on higher for the whole of this episode. Wonder should I just throttle it back for the last one. Last field won't take long. It's field number 16, I think. Is it 16? No. Barely. 35. It's up the top of the map. 35, yeah. It's the opposite one to 16. I knew it was up on the end on the road up there. Okay. I'll update you on the barley harvest. I almost went to the wrong delivery point. That's the problem of putting down this one for the milk. It's going to direct the odd thing to here. I was heading for La Co-op and then I realised, hold on, I'm going the wrong one. I'm not going to get much out of this. Quite a bit less. Anyway. Still, it's money in the bank. Okay, what to do next? I think I might put that clock back to 1, just for now. I think I'm going to get loaded up with fertiliser and let's go and try to do that red beet fertilising contract in field number 33. See, does this work as a fertiliser spreader? I think I have to reconfigure it. I do, yeah. I'll get that done and I'll get it loaded up. Okay, we have a problem. It doesn't work as a fertiliser spreader, even though it says it. I tried loading it up, can't load it at all. I just configured it now as a manure spreader, see will it work? Does, yeah. Okay. I'll drop that there. You know what? Save the game before we do anything else. Yeah, we're going to keep it anyway. As a manure spreader, we're going to have to lease a fertiliser spreader now again to do that contract, but I'm more interested in any other trailers come up. Nope. Standard, main colour. There we go. 10 grand. We're going to spend it. Okay, we got our 19,000 litre capacity trailer in the end. It was worth a try, but that's the other configuration on the trailer is obviously for chaff or picking up silage or picking up hay or grass or whatever. So, yeah, lesson learned. It was kind of, thought it was kind of too good to be true. I was wondering, just couldn't load in the fertiliser in any way, shape or form. I know this is a dolly trailer, but for a little bit we need to use it. And our access locations, we don't really need to reverse in any of them, so we're okay. I'm going to need to come straight back down and get a fertiliser spread to go and do that contract. Anyway, here we go. We tried it anyway. It doesn't do what it says on the tin. So, yeah, at least we have a manure spreader now, which is what we wanted anyway. And it was at a decent price what we got it for, so we can't complain. Rather than going back to get the fertiliser spreader, so they might as well pick up the baler sitting in the middle of the yard and get these 2 contracts done. See, that's why I normally turn the SWAT dropping off, because that straw is going to remain on that field even after I collect the contract. It'd be really annoying at times. So we'll just work our way. We'll get these 2 done before we move forward to the next day. Then we're going to have mowing, fertilisation, cultivation and the pea harvest. So we get through them fairly quick. What else has come up? Another cultivation, we'll take that. So we have it when we have the cultivator on. Probably get cultivation coming up in some of the fields then once we accept the payment on the contract. So it'll be a busy enough month or busy enough episode for contracts now. Let's go around the other way. Okay, I'll get these done, these 2 done and dusted before I move on to the next day. Got them 2 baling contracts done. I did actually move on to the next day because it started raining. Just got them done, and yeah, we're on the pea harvest. So we're going to get this done, and then we're going to have mowing, cultivation, and that's it. Fertiliser. Yeah, I decided what I'm going to do. I'm not going to lease this spreader this time. I'm going to buy one because we're going to need it for lime anyway. Going to buy the same one we had leased. Going to do away with the leasing completely if we can. The only thing we'll have left leased then, I think, is the what have we got? The hoe for doing the hoeing. That's all. Other than that, everything I think is ours. Let's just see, because there could be something hiding in there that I've forgotten about. Garage menu. Oh, the slurry tank will go back anyway. Oh, we've leased the baler. Okay. Okay, I forgot that. We've used that so much. We got our value out of that anyway, so it's not too bad. Right, I'm kind of happy enough doing peas because I know when we deliver the whole lot of them, I know we get a fairly decent bonus from doing them, having done them the last time. Or was it green beans where we had they were the government's crop on the red tape mod that they recommended. You give you an incentive to grow for the year. So we're working our way through this. Don't know whether anything else has come up since. Around baling ones, we need to take equipment with it. We'll take that. We'll take that. Yeah. We'll use the one baler to do both of them. They won't take long to do anyway. 2 small round baling contracts. Looks like we'll do 2 headlands before we'll have to empty. I like that because you're not moving the trailer all over the place. I'll get the corners again. Okay, I'll get these done, and yeah, I'll update you when we're selling off at the end and see what we actually make for ourselves out of it. Okay, pea harvest is done. Just the delivery point is literally in front of us. 12,495 litres. Let's see what bonus we get from this. Yeah, I think we'll eventually end up pretty soon with all the equipment owned rather than leased. I suppose that's the next step up. Okay, we're up at nearly 50 grand and then we drop back down. Now we haven't collected any of the contracts yet, so what are we going to get? Oh, peas are, look, there you go, 1,689 plus 106, so it's 1,795 we got. So pretty decent. Hold that up. I was holding the other shoulder button as well. I was going, why will it not fold in? Okay, right. Next. You know what? I'm going to eliminate the baling contracts first and get them out of the way, and then the cultivation, mowing. Would be nice to have something like this. What horsepower is that tractor? 224. A little bit over our max. Okay, baling, we've got 43 and 18. Okay. 18 is up and 43 is down the end. Okay, don't drive in those fields. Crop damage, they're ours. So I'll just get these 2 done. Oh, we've got beacons everywhere on this. Okay. This is one of the things I like about this map. It's elevation changes. Now, I haven't driven up here with a full trailer, so I don't know what it'd be like. But driving up with equipment is not an issue. It's always okay. Field number 18. It's up beside where we were, isn't it? That's the field we harvested, so it should be just back here. Here we go. When you spend so much time on the map, you kind of get used to where everything is. Yeah, there we go. Slow right down. And off we are. So we'll get these 2 out of the way. Then we can accept the gear for that now. I just didn't want to pile more stuff around the garage or the dealership. So we're just going to work our way through these 2, get these 2 done as well. We just work our way through them, and I have a feeling that might be it then for the contracts for this month. You never know. When we accept payment, then what happens is the likes of this field that might come up for cultivation and that, but we'll just get through these ones on the video. I didn't turn drop off on. There we go. Yeah, we can just get through these on this episode. I'm not going to accept another big load after this. We'll buy our fertiliser spreader once we collect the money. And yeah, we'll have a look. I think it's just the fertiliser spreader and the bale are the only 2 things left. So we might eliminate all leased equipment. I'm not saying we won't lease again, because there's bits and pieces that we can't afford to buy, but we can afford to lease. We'll only need them once in a blue moon. But anyway, yeah, we're getting very self-sufficient with regards to contracts and that. Apart from round balers, we have most of the equipment, of course, apart from the big harvesters for the root crops. It's the one thing we don't have. But anyway, let me get this baling done and then we'll move on to something else. Cultivation now. The one thing this map can provide is great variety at certain times of the year between harvesting and everything else. So the cultivation now, we're using our own equipment. And yeah, we haven't bought the fertiliser spreader yet. We'll do that. We have the bale wrapper sitting at the dealership, and I forgot, heading back with the mowers from the first mowing contract, I forgot to go and do the stamp, the one for €51, is it? Something like that. Totally forgot about it. Just trying to get back and get on to the next contract, and yeah, it's weird that you have such a small field, but it's absolutely tiny. Yeah, plenty of scope on the fields here to turn around on the headlands. There's very few narrow headlands, so you got plenty of working room. You could extend the fields and make them bigger, of course. I'm happy enough the way they are. So we have what left? Fertilisation, we have to buy the fertiliser spreader, another cultivation contract, and bale wrapping. Now I know once I actually collect on these contracts, especially the harvest ones, we're going to get cultivation or ploughing contracts coming up. But for this episode, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to finish out what we have, buy our not manure spreader, our solid fertiliser lime spreader, and yeah, we'll probably call it then for the episode. So a little bit left to go yet. It's going to be a bit shorter than the last episode, which ended up being an hour long. It was just the way it worked out in the end. I actually thought the last episode was going to finish about 35-40 minutes, but then you just get into stuff that just keeps you busy. It's just the time of the year with our own farm, and that was it. I was kind of happy enough that it was our own work rather than just doing contracts to fill space. And here we are doing a full episode, which is just contracts. Just to give an idea of what I get up to on the Hamlet. Confusing the seagulls now because I turn around on my back. They tend to land on where you've been. Then you turn, you start heading back towards them. Okay, I get this one wrapped up. And can get the other harvest one or cultivation one done. Bale wrapping is only 5 bales. Now what I'll do is I'll go and buy the fertiliser spreader and we'll go and do that contract. Okay, all done by the fertilising contract. Now we got to buy the fertiliser spreader. I think we're going to go with the one we were leasing, which is this one here. It's pretty good. Yeah, we're going to run with this because it does lime. See, a lot of the other ones, when you go up bigger, I've used that in the past. That one's fairly good as well. It does manure. But no, I was happy enough with this main colour now. I'm going to go different this time. Do case and we leave the yellow cover on top. Rim colour. Nah, that doesn't look right. Tell you what, let's go back. Yeah, I like that. And that's 7,000 plus 200 for the under rims. It doesn't matter. There we go. Okay, so we've reduced down another leased item. And you know, I actually thought about buying one so many times because we use this so much between doing lime and doing fertilising contracts and doing our own fertilisation. I know we haven't got huge big fields ourselves, and I suppose it was holding off until we had more space. But you know what? It is what it is. We're going to still need this piece of equipment no matter what going forward. So there's no point in bypassing it. I did a lot of thinking while I'm doing the contracts and the time I put in on them and the progression I'm making on the map and that. And I kind of wondering, should I up the reward? I did put up to 60%, but I'm kind of thinking, you know what? Let's up the contract for payments maybe to 80. That bag of seed. You know, that is my fault. Probably why. Do I have any? What's that? That's fertiliser. It is, yeah. Of course it is. That's probably why I thought the manure spreader wasn't working. The other one that we kept, that we still have. Oh, God. These aren't liftable. Are they seed or fertiliser? Our fertiliser is only 110 and that there's... Okay, what we can do is... Right, we've made a serious boo-boo there anyway. There's only 217 litres left in that bag. So that we still have it. We didn't get rid of it. So we have it as a manure spreader. But the chances are it actually works as a fertiliser spreader. Because I was trying to put seed in it. How did that put lime in that? I had fertiliser in that. This is weird. Get out of my way. I'm going back in for a second bite. I'm driving over everything now and annoyed with it now. 2 bags of fertiliser inside. Okay, there we go. But why did that change? Like, this is giving me lime now. It's converted over the fertiliser to lime because there was very little lime left in that crate. So we're going to field number 30. Yeah, 33. Okay. Oh, I don't know. It must... Don't drive over. I'm afraid it'll sell when I drive over that. That's the only thing I'm putting down that market stall. If you drive over with pallets unstrapped and stuff on them, not even pallets, it does take stuff off your trailers. I've had strapped pallets on it because when I was doing Kinleg, I put one of them down as I'm going to take a shortcut across the field. Because there's nothing in it. I was on Kinleg, I had one of them put down as part of the farm, as a like the farm shop kind of way of looking at it. And I drove past it with, I don't know what I had in the trailer, and I got caught with traffic and I slowed down, and before I knew it, most of what was on the trailer was gone. I kind of just went, what's going on here? Right, this is going to be our last one. Now turn on the crop sensor. You need to drop it down. There we go. It just takes a hot second to drop down. There we go. It should come on now. There we go. We're off and running. Yeah, this is going to be our last act in this episode. We're just going to fertilise this field, and then we're going to collect the money and see what we get from our day of contracts, our episode of contracts. Well, we've moved on to the second day, but it'll be around the day because we started the first day around the same time, I think. And yeah, doing other people's work and getting paid for it. And we're getting paid fairly okay, so Yeah, not complaining. %39. Small fields. They don't take long to get through. Okay, let me get this wrapped up, and then I will bring you back and we'll collect the money. Back home on the farm, contract's done, just checking to see these have food. They have, yeah. I do it nearly every time I come into the yard. Yeah, we're done. Productive episode. We got another trailer. So we've that trailer, 19,500 litres. We've this trailer to do our manure. It will obviously do fertiliser if I try to put fertiliser in it and not seed. We have now on our own fertiliser lime spreader. And yeah, we've got rid of almost all the leased items. So what are we waiting on? Waiting to collect these contracts. I have upped the payment to 80%. I made the decision. It doesn't affect everything. Lights of the bed wrapping is always the same price. Some of them are the same. So we're on 31,109. Let's see what we get up to. I'm just going to collect them. Quite an array of contracts. I went back and done that little mowing contract. I just was going to just delete it. Right, what do you reckon we're on? 50,000? 52,630. So 20 grand we got for all of them. Plus we would have got money along the way from selling the excess, say the bonus we get on each harvest contract. So that's pretty good. I'm really happy. Well, it just shows you we make that money now. We don't make that money every month. It just doesn't happen. It's just the time of the year that there's plenty of work there. Just wanted to see if that come up. We have one cultivation contract. Probably will get more come up. I'm going to move forward to July the 3rd and see what comes up. But for episode number 19 on the Hamlet, the contracting episode, I could call it, contract episode, which has given us quite a bit of we've 2 trailers, we've a fertiliser spreader. The only real leased equipment we have is the baler. We might keep an eye out. One might come up in the second-hand market. If not, we might send that back and just buy one. And we'll keep an eye out for a slurry tanker as well. We could actually afford to buy one of these. The only thing that kind of threw me is the actual spread on it. It's too wide. It's not realistic. And that kind of threw me when I was using it. I went through all the settings and thought I had actually chosen the correct one. Fertiliser tankers, Colossus. Like, where does it say the width? It didn't say it. Just the capacity. So obviously it has a working width. It doesn't tell you what it is. Okay. Right. Well, we had this one before leased, I think. So we might just aim for the 31.5. Or keep an eye out for a second-hand one and get one of them. Or I might have a look and see if there are other mods we can load up there a bit cheaper. Anyway, episode number 19 on the Hamlet, done and dusted, in the bag. And just to give you, as I said, an insight into what we do. When I'm doing contracts only, going through the months, it just happened to be, where'd the dog go? Oh, there he is. An insight, like, we don't always get months like that where we earn 20 grand. It doesn't always happen. It just so happens that I decided to do them on this month because there was so much to be done. I knew it would be a fairly decent amount of work just to feature one episode of contracts. Anyway, we're finished for now. Now, until next time, all that's left for me to do now is to say goodbye until the next time. Bye-bye.